Alright, what is up my boys, my gents? It's time to do freestyle for my channel. So, the compass for men is basically I'm trying to be a guide for myself, and as a boy, I maybe give you some golden nuggets on how to help yourself by going through it myself. And that is what I want to do. That is also what this channel is about. So let me reiterate the pillars of the earth, the basic concepts which I try to promote. We can start with the first ones, which are sleep, exercise, and food. The food that you take is literally what your body is built of. The exercise you do is what keeps you alive. It keeps you flowing, keeps you healthy, keeps you strong. It's a form of discipline. And then, of course, the sleep. It is the healing, restoring process. And it's something that you will do for 1/3 of your life. It's basically the most important thing. And there is an entire science behind sleep, which I will elaborate further in this series. Like we'll call it the sleeper series or the sleep series. So those are the first three pillars. Then we can argue what order of importance that we have these, but it would be the quality of your wolf pack. Well, first of all, do you have a wolf pack? Do you have friends who support you, who are there for you, who will help you, who will hunt with you, who you can build with, who you can trust? Lone wolves, they die off. It's a myth. You need friends. Psychological support, emotional support, physical support, financial support. That's what your friends are for. And I'm talking about male friends. Leave females out of this equation. So, of course, once you have your wolf pack, the fourth pillar, we can maybe change to finances and game, two very crucial aspects of any man's life. And according to Black Dragon or Caleb Jones, these two are the most important factor of a man's life. Because without finances, as Aaron Clary says, you have no food, clothing, and shelter. What the fuck you gonna do? And if you have no game, you don't understand and accept the world as it is, you don't understand and accept women as they are, and you will be disrespected and fucked over and used because you're weak. And only children are allowed to be weak, and even that's not really true. It's a hard, cruel, cold, arbitrary world, and you need to realize that, and you need to grow stronger, for sure, for sure. And that's what we're doing. That's what we try to do. That's what we try to guide ourselves through. And once we find the keys, we find the way, we can give this knowledge to you. So we have the pillars of food, exercise, sleep. We have finances and game. And then we have wolf pack. So these are already 6 pillars that each one can be written a book about. So there's a lot of work to do. Then we can also talk about meaning. Like, because if all these aspects are fulfilled, you'll have a pretty good life, but then you also need meaning, you need family, which are 2 different pillars, all things to be worked on. Then you also need to try to improve your environment, your family, your friends. All these things matter, and that is what this channel is about, because it's a struggle, and there's a lot of vices and problems and resistance, and the society and the matrix, they don't want you to do this because that means you'll be strong and independent, and that means you don't fall for their tricks and their traps and their dependency. Although maybe I'm seeing this in a very negative light and they just don't care. That's also a possibility. But the world is going to shit, and we need to put ourselves a few levels higher if we want to secure our future, because nihilism and depression, they are real things. And a lot of men struggle with this. A lot of boys struggle with the inability to communicate, to assert themselves, and to basically get their life together, build it, and do it. Because these institutions, they make you weak. They put all these weird conditions for you to apply for this thing, and then you can go into that system to follow that system. But it's all a hoax, it's all a scam, because you are not mastering a real skill. You are not really helping yourself or others. You're just being consumed and eaten by the matrix. And if we then talk about consumption, it's like when you consume unhealthy stuff, whether it be food or drugs or social media or sex or women, even the illusion of opportunity, which is another thing that we can write a book about. You make yourself sick and you are not able to help anybody else. Even more, because you are sick, unhealthy and unhappy, you're going to try to influence the others around you to be unhealthy as well, to be sick as well, to be happy as well. Because that's just, when you're happy together, you double the happiness, and when you're miserable together, you half the misery. It's basically how it works. We have to break this cycle. And then I haven't even talked about the cycle of vengeance, because once you overcome certain vices and you start orientating yourself in the right direction, then you look back and a lot of it is my responsibility and things I fucked up and I did this to myself. But a lot of it is also evil from other people. And there's the arbitrariness of the world. And that can make somebody very spiteful and vengeful. And then you're going to start destroying stuff on purpose, because now you're getting power, now you're getting influence. Now you can basically start punishing the ones who wronged you, including society. So how do we as boys, as men, how do we navigate all these emotions and these feelings? How do we communicate effectively so we make our vision clear? How do we process our ideas so we are pragmatic and can help people and not make things worse? So all these things are being researched on this channel. I will finish the talk over here, but as you see, these freestyle videos give us a lot of ideas to talk about. I'll see you in the next one.